Right now, I just want to welcome you to day number 3, which is conducting your first appointment. This is awesome because there's a lot of small details that you'll see that I include in this. One of the things before we get ready to jump in is I've ordered over my life a lot of home study courses on real estate because that was like a big passion of mine. When I was like I think about 16 or 17, they used to have those old infomercials on TV, and I've ordered thousands of dollars worth of these infomercials and the thing of courses. And the thing that I hated was you would get it, and there would be gaps in their training. It was like they would say, "Hey, just go out and find a house, and then when you find a house, put it under a contract." But I was like, well, where do I go find the houses? Or, what areas are good areas? What areas should I stay away from? All that kind of stuff. So I am a stickler of making sure that I try to make sure that the details are there for each person. So I definitely want to go over the first meeting presentation from an outline perspective so you have the details that are necessary from step to step of how to go through this appointment so you're comfortable. These are the things that you can practice on your own before you actually go and sit in front of people that you don't want to come across as an idiot in front of these people, because they know you, they like you, they trust you, and you don't want to ruin those relationships. So let me transition you through the details that are necessary to be comfortable when you go out and meet with these families. So first of all, let me make sure my internet is connected. So should have did that before I get started. While that's doing that, let me kind of go through the outline. So first thing you want to do is you want to establish that you have a lot of information to cover, and you want to thank them for their time. So you want to do that up front. So as you're walking in the house and you're kind of going to wherever you guys are going to go through the presentation at, thank them, hey, I'm good to see you, girl, good to see you, man, or whatever. And, I got a lot of information to cover with you. So, and when you say that, you're setting the stage that you want to get to business. I'm not there to chit chat and catch up on all times. I'm here for business. So kind of say that to kind of lead into the conversation. Thank them for their time. Be professional. Thank them for their time. So then when you're actually kind of walking through, kind of catching up, hey, so how's the family doing? How's the kids doing? Stuff like that. This is a time now when you should learn how to multitask. So make sure you get if you have a computer or a tablet or whatever, get that stuff set up. Make sure your Wi-Fi is connected like I'm doing now. Make sure that you have your presentation folder that you've already printed and you put together. Have all that stuff kind of laid out. If you have the leave behinds, which is the FAQ with Sage, and then also the brochure that breaks out, how the program works, have that information out, and have it all handy, ready to rock and roll. Okay, and so from that point, then you just lead in and say, well, what I want to do is kind of quickly go through how the program works, and I want to start out by kind of explaining to you this college planning booklet. So this college planning booklet, and then you go through, and I'll walk you through because I'm going to do a sample presentation kind of over the computer. So the college planning booklet has this. It helps kids that are between ages 1 all the way through their senior year, 12th grade, and then also we go specifically on the juniors and seniors in this other portion, which talks about how to maximize the endowments, the top 100 endowments, how to do networking, and then you want to now kind of lead into how the college leveraging piece works. So then you want to show the college leveraging letters, and then you transition from that over into Sage. So you want to basically now transition into showing them Sage on your computer screen, or if you don't have the technology yet, then you can print out the FAQ and also print out maybe the top list. There's participating colleges that you can go to, and while I'm talking about it, let me go ahead and go there. If you go under this participating colleges, you'll see that you can actually print that list out. All you have to do is just go in there and just go file and print, and you can print that list of schools out that are there. And then also we'll have a breakout well, you know what, it's easy. I would put it out there as an attachment, and I probably will still do it. I'm just that kind of person, so I'll probably have it as an attachment where you can print that out too on the membership site, so you'll probably be able to look at it as a tab. So you'll have that where you can print it, or you can take them directly to the website. From that point, you transition over to our software. So then you're going to go into the flyer that we have, which is breaking down all the bells and whistles of the scholarship software and all that. And then from that point, you're going to basically transition from all of that into your college intake form. So the transition that you can use is this is the transitional phrase, and I should actually highlight this. I don't know if there's a way that I can or not. We're going to try while I'm talking to you guys on here. I don't know if there's a way I can put a color on this or not, but we'll go to font, because you really want to hone in on the words to use, and that is definitely not going to work. We'll maybe try to make that in a different color, like a red or something like that, that stands out, because that yellow is not it. Yeah, I think that may work better. And then we may want to make that a little bit bigger and bold it so that stands out in there. Great. So, and let me save that. All right, so in there you'll see the phrase is, in order for me to make a recommendation about you getting involved and enrolled into the program, I have some questions to ask you. All right, and that transitions you over into doing a college intake form. And so from the college intake form, you've seen us go through that, but I will go through that when I kind of go through this as a quick run over that you can go back and listen to. Go through those questions. After you go through those questions, now if they say, I don't care about my kid getting any scholarship money, I want them to have loans, or they're going to have to worry about doing this on their own or whatever, you're not going to be able to leverage a second appointment, because in their mind they don't want to do anything to help their kid out. They just, it's on them. I don't care about what they're going to do. I just want them out of my house. If they got that kind of attitude, you don't want to work with them. You don't want to waste your time with them. So therefore, they don't qualify for you to be able to work with them and get them enrolled in the program. It's a waste of your time and ours at College Coaching Network, because they're not going to use the software or the systems. So you do want to ask these questions to find out if they're worth your time and if they're worth moving them forward in the process. So anyway, from that point, most of the people will be ones that you can actually, you will meet some idiots, or excuse me, I shouldn't have said that, but you know what I mean. You're going to meet some people that are like, what in the world? And just politely say, okay, well, at this time it's probably better for you to kind of work the plan that you have, and I appreciate your time, and da-da-da-da. Hopefully if they're your family member or friend, they're not like that, but we all have some of those, and we all know them. So anyway, go through that, congratulate them, and then from that point move forward into setting up the next appointment. So when you congratulate them on being a good fit for the program, explain to them the SAGE sheet, which is the referral process. So then say, okay, what I want to do now is go ahead and get you enrolled in the program, and then you go through that enrollment form and then explain to them how SAGE works. You say, okay, now when I submit this over for you to get your scholarship login codes and then also the money for SAGE, I actually can get you $1,000 for sure, but if you'd like to get an additional $2,000, I'll need to see if you have 5 people that have kids that you think may be interested in being in this program. All we need is name and phone number. If they don't want to be in the program, it doesn't matter to you, you guys still receive that extra $2,000. I just need name and phone number of 5 people so I can put it on this enrollment sheet, so when I submit this up, they can get all this credited to you at the same time. And then just hush. And at that point, in that first appointment, they're like, wait a minute, we get for 5 people that we know that have kids, you're going to give us an extra $2,000? Yes, we are. Okay, great. And then they'll give you those names, you can put them on that sheet, and then all that information can get sent up to us so we can get them inputted into SAGE and then also into the software. So that's how you'll walk out the first appointment with referrals, and then set up the second appointment with them. Preferably I try to do it the same time, a week from that day. But if they're on vacation or something's going on, then you don't want to go past 14 days of being able to get them involved in that second appointment. And then explain to them the benefits or what they're going to receive in that second appointment. They're going to get the college planning booklet, so you can explain that, login codes for the scholarship software. Also, they'll get enrolled into the SAGE program by getting the scholarship money. And then also, if there's any financial planning recommendations on reaching their college and retirement goals, you'll make those recommendations to them too. Okay? So I'm going to real quick try to do this in about 4 or 5 minutes, because I'm going to go through this real quick. But let's kind of jump in and we'll do a mock breakout of kind of how you go through this appointment process. So let me make sure I got my stuff out for how I'll lead in. Okay, great. All right, so I go into the house. Hey, how you doing there, Rob? Good, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. I got a lot of information to cover with you, so I want to make sure, we get through this information because I got a lot of information to cover with you. I want to thank you for your time because I know you've been extremely busy, and the family and everybody have been doing okay. Awesome, awesome, great. Well, hey, let me jump into it now. Again, I have a lot of information I'm going to cover with you. So first of all, in this college planning booklet, you'll see that we actually help students that are at age 1. We go all the way down to age 1 or newborn if they're getting money that comes from another source. But we actually help them from age 1 all the way through kindergarten. And as you can see in here, we have some like a roadmap or system of what you can do from the first grade. If they're age 1, you can read books to them, share excitement about learning, and explore the world with your child. And then also in grade 1, you can kind of introduce them to more books, see if the teacher has anything as far as learning styles that they can do. Praise. I always want to praise your children for doing well on their homework or coloring and stuff like that. And then grade 2, there's a breakout. Grade 3, grade 4, 5, 6, 7. They can actually start applying for scholarships going into middle school from age 13 all the way through the time that they graduate from high school. They can actually write private scholarships and essays in order to receive that money. Then they hold it back until they graduate from high school and send the money to the college for them. So that's pretty cool. So we kind of have a program or a breakout of how to do that. Grade 8, their freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and then also their senior year. So it breaks out everything in here, which is kind of like a roadmap system of what they can follow to make sure they're prepared for college. And then as they get ready to start doing their college tours going into the junior and senior year, then they actually have a scoring system, and that scoring system will kind of let them evaluate the things that they like most about the school and things they don't like the least about the schools, right? So all those things kind of help them make a choice on which school is best, not just because their girlfriend or boyfriend is going down there or because they like the colors of the school or the mascot, right? So those are the things that come out there. And then also what we do is we go a little bit deeper with those kids that actually are looking for, I think I had this open twice, and you have it in your booklet so you won't make that mistake. But we go a little bit deeper with those kids, students that are looking for ways to find more money about endowments, okay? So the way this breaks out is, and I apologize because guys, I am flowing off of this, so bear with me. Here we go. So this breaks out the top 100 universities, and you're going to make mistakes in the house, so here we go. So this breaks out, Harvard, of course, is number 1 when it comes to endowment money that's out there. So as they become a junior and senior, it's going to be more prevalent for them to have information about endowments and scholarships and grants. So we kind of go through the college process, understanding how to look at the profiles and what the admission criteria is, getting prepared for the SAT and the ACT, and then we kind of walk them through how to choose their right career, because that's going to be important that they know what they want to do when they go down there. So then there's some surveys that they can go through, which kind of walks them through different ways of exploring what they want to do with their life. So there's some tests and some questions that they can kind of go through, looking at the top 100 careers, top 100 college majors that are out there. What kind of occupation would you like to do? And so what we also do is have them build their network. So we actually know that there's people that are connected to us that actually have their children starting to build their network at a young age. And so what we want them to do is to learn how to build their network, and by doing an interview a professional is a great way to start that. And so what this means is they're going to go through a process where they'll actually cold call a professional that's in whatever industry they want to be in, and just introduce themselves to them and let them know that they're a student looking to go to college, and they want to see if they can conduct an interview with them to find out what they do and if they like their job, right? And so they do that. They set up a time, and a lot of times they can't, the people that are professionals may not be able to do it when they initially call them, but they can schedule a time to call them back and do that 10-minute interview, right? And so they'll get their name, telephone number, occupation, name of the company that they work for, and then just go through these questions with that person. How long have you been in the field? Why did you decide to choose to work in this field? And the list goes on, right? I think it's a 2-page questionnaire. And it's just giving them insight. Now, when they finish that call, we're teaching them through the software how to get their name, email address, and get permission that if there's anything that they see in the industry that may be interested, if they don't mind sharing, or if they could maybe touch base with them if they had questions in the future, would that be okay? You just want them to be able to get their permission to stay in contact with them. Every quarter, we're teaching these kids how to stay in contact with them so they can actually build a relationship and have a network of people, 30 to 35 companies that they know people at. So when they graduate from college, they have an opportunity to possibly get a job. So this is an awesome way of being able to do that. And then also what we do is we talk about what is called college leveraging. College leveraging is a process that a lot of families don't know about, but if you ever went to Walmart, Walmart offers what is called price matching. And so this is an example of kind of that price matching approach that people do at Walmart. So Dartmouth University, one of our students connected to our organization, actually got admitted or accepted into the college, and they got an award where the total cost was $56,000 a year. They were going to have to pay $50,000 as a family out of towards that $56,000, and $6,000 was coming from a general scholarship and work study. And so what they did was wrote an appeal letter, and that appeal letter was basically attaching other award letters from other schools and saying, hey, we want to come to your university, but these other schools are offering us more money. Can you match or come close to what these other schools are offering us? And if you can, we would love to experience the richness and culture of going to your university, right? So they did that, and what happened? They actually got a chance to get that scholarship taken from $6,000 up to $34,542. So the family now, instead of paying $50,000, that cost went down to $22,000, and that's per year. And that's something they did by using the system of what we call the college leveraging process. And so I can't guarantee you that you would have the same results, but I can guarantee you that if you don't try, you're not going to get anything more, right? And so this is just one of the benefits that we do. And then also we have this program that's called SAGE. And so SAGE basically has a guaranteed $1,000 scholarship that your son or daughter will be able to receive, and they receive $1,000 every year of their birthday until they actually graduate from high school. In addition to that, they can use that money towards all the schools, as you can see right here on the computer. These are all the schools that are out there that are approved through SAGE that they can use that money as a tuition reward towards, and it just comes out the tuition. So whenever you do the FAFSA form, FAFSA automatically knows if there's SAGE money out there, and they will attach and reduce it. And you'll see that often in the award letter that you get from the school, that the tuition got reduced by the money that you had in SAGE. So that's how you get credited for that money. Okay. In addition to that, we actually have a scholarship software, and that scholarship software allows us to do a lot of things. Now the software basically has won like 6 awards through the YMCA. And it basically helps with the career assessment test. So there's a test you can do online. It tracks ACT and SAT scores. You can do research on the colleges that they're interested in. It's a 24/7 customer support system. A lot of the families that are out there are looking for more ways. Guidance counselors are only offering guidance counselors I think have 300 students to every one guidance counselor. And so this is another resource that is out there that can actually help you guys out. On top of the guidance counselor, there's over 50 plus videos on finding scholarships, writing essays, the appeal process, which I just kind of showed you that, college grants and tuition reward programs, and then also it helps the parents with a lot of things in regards to reducing student loan debts. Students are deferring loans, so we're trying to help students get more scholarships so they don't have to worry about deferring loans. And it's just a lot of great information that you guys can get by being connected to the software app. You can use the app on an Android, a tablet, a Mac computer, a cell phone, what have you. So it's a lot of great benefits in that. So in order to see if you actually qualify for the program, I want to see if I can go over some questions with you real quick, just to see if I can make a recommendation for you to be in the program. Okay, that okay? Awesome. So what I'm going to do real quick is go over some questions. So my first question to you is, what are your major concerns when it comes to college planning? Okay, awesome. How do you plan on paying for college? Okay. Do you have any systems in place right now to maximize scholarship opportunities? Okay. How old will you be when your last child graduates from college? You're going to be pretty old? Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm going to be there too. And so what's your son? Okay, Jessica. All right, Jessica Simpson. All right, born 9/12/1967. All right, and what's Jessica's GPA? All right, and do you know Jessica's unweighted or her weighted GPA? Weighted or unweighted GPA? You don't know the difference between weighted and unweighted, okay? A weighted GPA is when you do like AP classes, and that's like those extra college-bound classes. It can take the GPA from a 4.0 to a 4.3. You ever seen somebody graduate with like a 4.3, 4.5 GPA? That's because they had, it was weighted. So a lot of the colleges look for unweighted. So we want to see also what the GPA is without those extra classes added to the GPA. Do you know that? Okay, no worry. We can get that from you when I come back out on the next meeting. No problem. What's the top 5 colleges you think Jessica wants to go to? Okay, great. She wants to go to Duke, KU, MU, K-State. All right. Oh, Syracuse. Awesome. What's she going to major in? Okay, drama. Okay. Any extracurricular activities Jessica involved in? She plays basketball. She dances. Okay. She goes to Bishop Miege East. Okay. Okay. And her guidance counselor is John Krogan. Okay. And she's going to graduate in 2018 or 2019. Okay. Oh, 2021. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. She looked a lot older than what I thought she. Okay. And now, quick question. Do you know how much money you're going to need to retire? $1 million. Okay. Well, you don't know if that, but yeah, okay. Austin Powers, $1 million. Okay, awesome. So, the reason why I ask that question is a lot of times people think that you need $1 million, but it's not how much money you have, but it's how much money you need coming in every month to cover your living expenses. And so we kind of walk people through understanding what that looks like. Does that make sense? Okay. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Let me ask you a question. What's 2? Bring your calculator out. Let me see if you're smarter than a 5th grader. Bring your calculator out on the phone if you don't mind. Awesome. Okay. So what's 2? 2 times 3 times 10 times 7 times 52 times 20. All right. That's all right. Yeah. 2 times 3 times 10 times 7 times 52 times 20. All right. What does that equal? 436,800. Awesome, exactly. So what that means is, you're wondering what all these numbers are. That's 2 people eating 3 meals a day, $10 average meal, 7 days a week, 52 weeks out the year for 20 years in retirement. That's how much money you'll spend just on food. So when we talk about making sure you're best prepared for retirement, that's how much you'll need to have just for food. Isn't that crazy? So these are some of the things that we kind of walk people through, is really understanding how to look at the cash flow when you move into retirement. Rule 72, do you know, have you heard of that before? So that basically breaks down how much time it takes your money to double, all right? And so let's say I had an 8% return on my investment. I take 8 and divide it into 72, that's 9, right? 8 times 9 is 72. That means it takes my money 9 years to double. If I have $100,000, it will double basically to $200,000, right, in 9 years. So let's say I'm 30 years old, and let's say I want to retire at 60. That means my money will double basically about 3 times between 30 and 60. So 100 would turn into 200, 200 would turn into 400, and 400 would turn into 800. So I would have $800,000 saved up by the time I move into retirement. Do you know what your rate of return is on your investment accounts? Do you know how much time it's going to take your money to double? Okay, well, we can kind of walk you through that too, okay? So that's some of what we do. Do you know the difference between qualified versus non-qualified money? Okay, qualified is pre-tax money. That's money to take right out your check and take it and put it into the 401k. So it's tax deferred. It's not tax free, it's tax deferred, right? You're paying taxes in the future. Non-qualified money is actually taxed, but then the money can come out tax free. So it's taxed up front, but when it grows, it can actually come out tax free in the future. So we can walk you through kind of understanding if you're set up with tax-free money or if you're actually tax-deferred, okay? And then the 3-leg retirement stool, have you ever heard of that before? Okay, so it's Social Security, which a lot of people kind of wonder if that's going to be around. It's pensions, and then that's kind of like becoming a dinosaur, right? A lot of people don't offer pensions anymore, and then personal savings. So when you retire, you're supposed to have 3 income streams coming in every single month. One is from your Social Security. Second, from your pension, or if you don't have one on your job, you can create your own pension. And then third is like personal savings, which could be like a 401k, money market, CDs, stuff like that, stocks, what have you, right? And that third leg is your fun leg. That's where you can travel, enjoy grandkids, stuff like that. Does that make sense? Okay. So what I want to do is see if there's any gaps or if there's anything we can recommend to you that can actually help you cover the expenses for sending Jessica to college, but also make sure that you have the right retirement that you deserve to have. That makes sense? So I'm going to go over some information with you real quick. What is your adjusted gross income for last year? Okay. And your wife? Awesome. And how many exemptions do you guys claim? And your date of birth? Okay. Do you currently have life insurance? Oh, you have it on your job. Awesome. So you have that group plan? Okay, good. So good you have coverage. How much do you have coverage for? It's 3 times your salary? Okay, and you make $50,000 a year, so about $150,000? Okay, good. And then on your job, do you have a 401k? Okay. Oh, one of you have a 403b, you're a teacher, and then the other one has a 401k, okay? What do they match? So like, do you contribute anything towards that? Okay, you put in 10%, okay. What do they match? They do 5, okay. So you're doing a little bit more than that, okay. Do you have any money set aside for college savings? Oh, you were doing $50 a month into a 529, but you haven't done that for about 4 or 5 years, okay. So would you like to restart putting money back? You would like to get back to saving? Okay, good deal. All right, so would you want to do the 50, or do you think you can do more now? What do you think you can do? Okay, awesome. Okay, well, sounds good to me. All right, so what I want to do real quick is, from what I've heard, sounds like you're going to be a good fit for me making a recommendation, you being in the program. So I'm going to grab some information from you. So Jessica and her last name. Okay, she goes to Bishop Miege. Okay, she's coming out 2021. What's Jessica's birthday? All right, and got your home address here, and you said she wants to be in dance. Okay, and what's your email address? Okay, and then what's Dad's email address? Okay, cell phone numbers is best contact numbers for you guys. All right, and what's your date of birth? I got your date of birth already from there. Okay, great. And now, the way the program works is you guys have the ability to get enrolled into the program, so you're going to get access to the scholarship software at no cost because you're a family member or friend. You're also going to be able to receive the money that's going to come through the SAGE program, which is that $1,000 we talked about, to the schools that's on that list, right? Also, you're going to have the ability to get another $2,000. So you can actually not just receive the $1,000 today, but you can get additional $2,000. And the way you get that additional $2,000 is if you have a family member or a friend or somebody that you know that has children that you think would like to receive a $1,000 scholarship as well. If we can get their name and phone number, even if they don't want to be involved in the program, just by you making the recommendation for us to talk to them about this program, then you guys will actually receive $500 or up to $2,000 for 5 families that you refer over to SAGE. And we get all this up front, so when we submit it to SAGE, they credit you guys at $3,000 all at one time. So do you have 5 people that you think have children that would benefit from the booklet, the scholarship software, and also this SAGE program? If you do, if you don't mind grabbing maybe their information out your cell phone, and I can get them put on the enrollment form so you guys can get credit for those people when we send it all in. Awesome. You got quite a bit of people that you know. Okay, yeah. Hey, this program is a great program. I mean, not every person is a good fit that we recommend to be in it, but it can help those families that really feel like they need the help. Yeah, okay. So Walter, okay, and Jim, okay, and then Peggy and Jason and his wife, okay, Patricia, and then, okay, and then Donahue. Okay, awesome. Yeah, you found another one. Okay, well, great. I mean, now unfortunately, you don't get any more money than the $2,000, but if you've got more people that you want to help, I mean, there's nothing wrong with helping them. Awesome. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is set up a time to come back out and meet with you. I want to leave behind this flyer here with you that breaks out the SAGE program, which has all the FAQs that I'm sure you're going to have for us. So I'm going to leave that with you. And then also I'm going to leave with you the information that's on the scholarship software. Okay, here's my cards if you've got any questions. So could next week at the same time work for you? Great, and then I have the booklet and your login codes and scholarship money for Sage all set up. So I'll be back out here on Friday at 4 o'clock. Okay, and I'll send you an email confirmation of the meeting again, and look forward to getting a chance to sit down with you and go over the financial recommendations that we may see, along with all the other information for your scholarship program. Thank you. I really appreciate you and appreciate being able to spend some time with you today. You have a great day. All right, I left one thing out, which was, and I put it in the booklet, which was the breakout of the guidance counselors, talking about the ratios. I normally have that in the first portion of my booklet, and I didn't have that open, but you can go without it, or normally like I do, I kind of lead and talk about the problem a little bit, and then I come in with the booklet as a solution. So that's pretty much it. I went longer than what I expected, but I'm trying to make sure I get you all the details necessary to be comfortable enough to get out here and get in front of families with this program. Have a great day.